99 facts for you. Back when dinosaurs existed, there used to be volcanoes that were erupting on the moon. While dinosaurs roamed the Earth, they lived on every continent, including Antarctica. Elephants have the longest pregnancy in the animal kingdom at 22 months. When dogs are first born, they are completely blind and cannot hear anything. The first sense that they develop is the sense of touch. A spider's web is not a home, but rather a trap for its food. Snakes can help predict earthquakes. They can sense a coming earthquake from 75 miles away, up to 5 days before it happens. Approximately 1 in every 2,000 babies already has a tooth when they are first born. At birth, a baby panda is smaller than a mouse. Red pandas have no living relatives. They aren't even related to giant pandas. The black-footed cat is the smallest wild cat, at just 20 inches long. Berries are simple fruits stemming from one flower. This means that pineapples, bananas, watermelons, pumpkins, and avocados are berries. The pumpkin is a member of the cucurbit family, which are gourds, such as cucumbers and squashes. By applying even pressure to an egg, it is nearly impossible to break the shell by squeezing it. Because snow is composed of ice, it can be classified as a mineral. Water, however, does not fall under the same classification and is not a mineral. Eating grapefruit can restrict the effects of 43 different kinds of medications. It is impossible to lick your elbow. Approximately 1 million dogs in the U.S. are named as the heirs of their owners' wills. Abraham Lincoln loved cats and once let one eat from the table during a formal White House dinner. When cellophane was invented in 1908, it was originally intended to be used to protect tablecloths from wine spills. Thomas Edison invented an electric pen in 1876 that was later adapted to become the first tattoo machine in 1891. Iceland does not have a railway system. Every second, the human eye moves about 50 times. The tongue is the only muscle in one's body that is attached from one end. The most poisonous spider is the black widow. Its venom is more potent than a rattlesnake's. Fish that live more than 800 meters below the ocean surface don't have eyes. No piece of square dry paper can be folded in half more than 7 times. English is not native to the British Isles. It was brought to Britain in the mid-5th to 7th centuries by German, Danish, and Dutch settlers. One of the most widely used symbols for medical assistance is actually the Swiss flag and not a medical symbol. Garlic is known to attract leeches. Mr. and Mrs. originated from using the words master and mistress. December 3rd is known as Roof Over Your Head Day, a day to be grateful for what we have in life. A 26-sided shape is known as a rhombocuboxahedron. So far, 2 diseases have successfully been eradicated, smallpox and rinderpest. The last case of smallpox was in 1977, rinderpest was in 2001. There are over 6,000 known species of grass. The total weight of all air on Earth is 11 quintillion pounds. Ant queens can live for up to 30 years. Orlando Bloom has swinophobia, which is a fear of pigs. 8 of the 10 largest statues in the world are of Buddhas. The logo on the Red Bull cans are not cattle, but a type of bovine called a gaur. The collective group of lemurs is called a conspiracy. The first Primark store opened in Dublin in June 1969 under the name Pennies. Captive tigers in the U.S. alone outnumber the amount of wild tigers worldwide. Albert Einstein had mastered calculus by the tender age of 15. Elephants think people are cute, the same way people think puppies or kittens are cute. One of the smartest bird species is the magpie. They can even recognize themselves in mirrors. The tall chef's hat is called a toque. Only 2% of the world's population has green eyes. Honey and items immersed in honey can be preserved for centuries. Feeding curry to a sheep reduces the amount of methane in its farts by up to 40%. A woman was elected to the House of Representatives 4 years before women even won the right to vote. The first 4th of July celebration was in 1777. Zebras have only 1 toe on each foot. The first ever documented feature film was made in Australia in 1906. Ancient Roman surgeons were trained to block out the screams of human pain. An adult's kidney weighs about 5 ounces, 142 grams, and is the size of a fist. Originally, the Pokémon Vulpix was going to be called Foxfire. Mexico City sinks about 10 inches a year. In 10 minutes, a hurricane releases more energy than all of the world's nuclear weapons combined. The electric chair was invented by a dentist. A Boeing 747's wingspan is longer than the Wright brothers' first flight. A Boeing 747's wingspan is longer than the Wright brothers' first flight. An estimated 50% of all gold ever mined on Earth came from a single plateau in South Africa, Witwatersrand. The British government coined the slogan, "Keep calm and carry on," during World War II in order to motivate citizens to stay strong. The largest Japanese population outside of Japan stands at 1.6 million people who live in Brazil. Violin bows are commonly made from horsehair. There is an island called Just Enough Room, where there's just enough room for a tree and a house. The color red doesn't really make bulls angry, they are color blind. When mice live in the wild, they typically only live for about 6 months. Lettuce is a member of the sunflower family. St. Lucia is the only country in the world named after a woman. There are times when Pluto is closer to the Sun than Neptune. One of these timelines was from 1979 to 1999. The Ethiopian calendar is 7.5 years behind the Gregorian calendar due to the fact that it has 13 months. Mercury and Venus are the only 2 planets in our solar system that do not have any moons. Scotland was one of the few countries able to hold off being conquered by the Romans in the 1st century AD. The unique smell of rain actually comes from plant oils, bacteria, and ozone. If you heat up a magnet, it will lose its magnetism. Birds are the closest living relatives of crocodilians, as well as the descendants of extinct dinosaurs with feathers. Chicken Run is the highest-grossing stop-motion animated film, even beating The Nightmare Before Christmas. Times Square was originally called Longacre Square until it was renamed in 1904 after the New York Times moved its headquarters. Tic Tacs got their name from the sound they make when they are tossed around in their container. There are only 2 countries in the world that have the color purple in their flags, Nicaragua and Dominica. Chewing gum boosts mental proficiency and is considered a better test aid than caffeine, but nobody knows why. Per capita, the happiest countries in the world also rank highest in terms of consumers of antidepressants. Even though Irish is the official language of Ireland, Polish is more widely spoken. The Stockholm archipelago has more islands than the Pacific Ocean, at around 30,000. In Japan, Domino's started testing pizza delivery via reindeer in 2016. On one slow news day on April 18, 1930, a BBC radio announcer blatantly said, "There is no news. If you cut a starfish, it won't bleed, it doesn't have blood. Rather, they circulate nutrients by using seawater in their vascular system." 12% of the world's total languages are found in Papua New Guinea, which has over 820 indigenous languages. The hottest temperature ever recorded in Washington state was at Ice Harbor Dam at 118 degrees Fahrenheit, 47.8 degrees Celsius, on August 5, 1961. Between North and South Korea lies 155 miles of no man's land, where hundreds of rare animal species thrive. When you exercise, the burned fat metabolizes to become carbon dioxide, water, and energy. The word velociraptor comes from the Latin words velox, which means swift, and raptor, which means robber. Literally, speedy robber. Adult cats only meow at humans, not other cats. Kittens meow to their mother, but once they get a little older, cats no longer meow to other cats. Bi-weekly has 2 different definitions: twice a week or once every 2 weeks. It is thought by Russians that eating ice cream will keep you warm. Amber-colored rear turn signals are statistically proven to reduce collisions by about 28%. Madagascar once was a stomping ground for lemurs which were the size of today's gorillas. The Backpack Kid's real name is Russell Horning. Thanks for watching. Bye.